What would you do if you fell from a plane at 10,000 feet and survived? Imagine the sheer terror, the rush of wind, and the overwhelming sense of helplessness as you plummet towards the earth. This is not a scene from a movie, but a real-life event that defies all odds. This is the astonishing true story of Juliane Koepcke, a 17-year-old who lived through a disaster that seemed impossible to overcome. Juliane's story is one of resilience, courage, and the will to survive against all odds. Her journey from the wreckage of a plane crash to safety is nothing short of miraculous. Juliane Koepcke was born in Lima, Peru, to German parents who were both zoologists. Her father, Hans Wilhelm Koepcke, and her mother, Maria Koepcke, were passionate about their work and often took Juliane on their research trips into the Amazon. This unique upbringing gave Juliane a deep understanding and respect for the jungle. Juliane and her mother shared a close bond, strengthened by their shared love for nature and animals. Maria Koepcke was not only a dedicated scientist, but also a loving mother who instilled in Juliane the skills and knowledge that would later save her life. It was Christmas Eve, 1971, and Juliane and her mother boarded Lanza Flight 508 in Peru. They were excited to spend the holidays together, unaware of the fate that awaited them. The flight was supposed to be a short and routine trip, but destiny had other plans. But what started as a routine flight would soon end in disaster over the Amazon rainforest. A violent thunderstorm struck the plane, causing it to break apart mid-air. Juliane found herself free-falling from the sky, still strapped to her seat. The dense canopy of the rainforest below was her only hope for survival. Miraculously, Juliane survived the fall with only minor injuries. Alone in the vast and dangerous Amazon, she had to rely on her instincts and knowledge of the jungle to find her way to safety. For 11 days, she trekked through the dense forest, battling hunger, insects, and the elements. Her determination and resourcefulness were her greatest allies. Finally, Juliane was found by local fishermen who took her to safety. Her incredible story of survival made headlines around the world, and she became a symbol of hope and human endurance. Juliane's experience is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the will to survive, no matter the odds. Mid-flight, the plane encountered a severe thunderstorm. The sky was dark, and turbulence shook the aircraft violently. Lightning struck, and the aircraft broke apart in mid-air. Passengers screamed as the cabin was torn apart. Juliane, still strapped to her seat, was ejected from the plane, plummeting through the sky amidst debris and chaos. She fell into the thick jungle canopy, which cushioned her descent, slowing her fall. Incredibly, she survived the 10,000-foot fall with injuries, a broken collarbone, deep cuts, and severe bruises, but she was alive. Waking up amidst the wreckage, Juliane felt a wave of confusion and pain wash over her. The remnants of the airplane were scattered around, twisted metal and broken seats blending into the dense foliage. She struggled to her feet, her body aching from the impact, and tried to make sense of her surroundings. Her head throbbed and she touched a wound, feeling the sticky warmth of blood. She took a deep breath, trying to calm herself, and looked up at the dense foliage above. The realization hit her hard. She was alone in the rainforest. Juliane realized she was the only survivor. The silence of the jungle was deafening, broken only by the distant calls of unseen animals. She felt a deep sense of isolation, knowing that she was truly alone in this vast green expanse. Her thoughts raced as she tried to remember her father's teachings about survival. The dense rainforest around her was alive with unfamiliar and threatening sounds. Every rustle of leaves, every distant roar sent shivers down her spine. The canopy above blocked out much of the sunlight, casting eerie shadows on the forest floor. She knew that she had to stay alert, as danger could be lurking behind any tree or bush. Her father's voice echoed in her mind, reminding her to stay calm and think logically. Her father had taught her that following water was the key to finding civilization. She remembered his words clearly, a beacon of hope in her dire situation. He had always emphasized the importance of staying calm and thinking logically, even in the most desperate circumstances. She took a deep breath and decided to find a stream. She found a small stream and began walking along its path. The water was cool and clear, a welcome relief in the oppressive heat of the jungle. She hoped that the stream would lead her to a larger river and eventually to people who could help her. Each step was a struggle, but she pushed on, driven by the will to survive. Juliane had no food and survived on rainwater. She collected it in leaves and drank sparingly, knowing that she had to conserve her strength. The days blurred together as she trudged through the jungle, her body growing weaker with each passing hour. She tried to find edible plants, but her knowledge was limited, and she feared poisoning herself. Her wounds became infested with maggots, and her body weakened with each passing day. The pain was excruciating, but she knew that the maggots were actually helping to clean the wounds by eating the dead flesh. It was a small, grim comfort in her otherwise dire situation. The jungle's insects constantly attacked her exposed skin, adding to her misery. Mosquitoes, ants, and other biting insects left her covered in itchy, painful welts. She tried to swat them away, but there were too many. The constant buzzing and biting were a relentless assault on her already fragile state. Despite the overwhelming challenges, Juliane's determination never wavered. She used her limited resources to build makeshift shelters, providing some protection from the elements. Each night she huddled under her shelter, listening to the sounds of the jungle and praying for rescue. One day she noticed animal tracks near the stream. She decided to follow them, hoping they would lead her to a source of food or even signs of human activity. The tracks led her deeper into the jungle, but she remained hopeful, her father's teachings guiding her every step. After days of following the tracks, Juliane stumbled upon an abandoned hut. It was a sign that she was not entirely alone in the jungle. The hut provided her with a brief respite, a place to rest and gather her strength. She found some old tools and used them to improve her shelter and gather food more efficiently. Juliane's perseverance paid off when she finally encountered a group of local hunters. They were astonished to find her alive and immediately offered their help. Her ordeal was over and she was on her way back to civilization. The jungle had tested her in every possible way, but she had survived, a testament to her strength and resilience. On her journey, she encountered wreckage from the crash, including the bodies of passengers who hadn't survived. It was a grim reminder of her own fragile existence, but it fueled her determination to keep moving. Juliane's persistence paid off. She kept walking, fighting through the dense vegetation, and pushing herself despite exhaustion and despair. She encountered dangerous wildlife, including snakes and insects, and used a stick to clear her path and find water to stay hydrated. She survived by eating berries and using leaves for shelter, tending to her wounds with makeshift bandages. Juliane's resilience and resourcefulness were her greatest allies in this harrowing ordeal. On the 10th day of her arduous journey through the dense jungle, she stumbled upon a small hut used by local loggers. The sight of the rustic structure brought a glimmer of hope to her weary eyes. She had been wandering for days, battling the elements and her own dwindling strength, and this discovery felt like a lifeline. Inside the hut, she found an assortment of tools and a canister of gasoline. Though the tools were rudimentary, they were exactly what she needed. Her wounds, inflicted by the harsh jungle terrain, had become severely infected. With no other options, she used the gasoline to clean her wounds, a painful but necessary step to avoid further complications. The sting of the gasoline was excruciating, but she gritted her teeth and persevered, knowing that this was her only chance to stave off a more serious infection. The next day, as the sun began to rise, the loggers returned to their hut. They were shocked to find her there, alive but barely holding on. Her appearance was a stark contrast to the vibrant jungle around her. She was gaunt, her clothes tattered, and her eyes filled with a mixture of fear and relief. The loggers, seasoned by years of working in the jungle, immediately recognized the severity of her condition. Their initial shock quickly turned to concern and determination to help her. Without hesitation, they sprang into action. They provided her with food and medical care, using their limited supplies to stabilize her condition. The food, though simple, was a feast to her starved body. They cleaned and dressed her wounds with more care, ensuring that she was as comfortable as possible. The loggers were amazed by her resilience and determination to survive. Once she was stable, they prepared to transport her to safety. The journey out of the jungle was arduous, involving navigating treacherous paths and crossing rivers. But with the loggers' help, she finally reached a place where she could receive proper medical attention and begin her long road to recovery. The loggers' compassion and resourcefulness played a crucial role in her survival, and their actions were a testament to the human spirit's capacity for kindness and bravery. Juliane Koepcke's survival is one of the most incredible stories of human resilience. She fell from the sky, braved the Amazon jungle for 10 days, and emerged alive. Juliane reflects on her experience as a profound journey of survival and self-discovery. The ordeal had a lasting impact on her life, shaping her perspective and resilience. Her message to others is one of hope and perseverance, encouraging everyone to never give up. Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible survival stories. Gap 2S. While Juliane Koepcke was battling the elements in the Amazon rainforest, a massive search and rescue operation was launched. Authorities, along with Juliane's family, were determined to find her and the other passengers. Helicopters scoured the dense jungle, and search teams braved the treacherous terrain, all while Juliane's family held on to hope, refusing to believe she was gone. Gap 2S. The search was fraught with challenges. The thick canopy made aerial spotting nearly impossible, and the rugged landscape slowed ground efforts. Despite the odds, the rescuers pressed on, driven by the slim chance of finding survivors. Gap 2S. Juliane's mother, a dedicated ornithologist, was particularly relentless. She used her knowledge of the rainforest to guide the rescue teams, knowing that her daughter might still be out there, fighting to survive. Gap 2S. After 10 long days, Juliane was found by local lumber workers who took her to safety. The news of her rescue brought immense relief and joy to her family and the rescuers. It was a testament to the power of human determination and the unwavering love of a family. Gap 2S. This incredible search and rescue operation not only saved Juliane's life, but also highlighted the importance of never giving up, no matter how dire the circumstances. It serves as a powerful reminder that hope and perseverance can lead to miraculous outcomes. Gap 2S. Thank you for watching. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible survival stories.